Hey y'all, Natalie here today for a cherry on top, and I am bringing you a layout using the new Lake Life collection by Fancy Pants Designs. And there's the 6x8 paper pad that I have. So cute. I also have the die cut ephemera pack there, you can see. And I'm going to play around with some distress oxides. I have this light colored craft paper. I've already put some clear gesso in the middle of the page in kind of like a square shape. I'm going to do a grid. So I have this one photo of my son on the boat on the lake. He's hanging upside down. So I definitely was going to play off of that as part of the title. I'm just going to trim it down. I'm going to trim down the photo to the size that I want, and then I'm going to match the other 3 papers for the grid that I plan to do to the exact size of the photo. So I picked out those 3 papers from the Lake Life paper pad, and now I'm just measuring that photo. Measure twice, cut once, and I'm going to cut those. Luckily, that 6x8 paper pad, though, I think it has 4 designs of each one, so you definitely have plenty of papers to work with. So these are the sides that I choose to work with the photo. He has the orange sunset in between his feet while he's hanging upside down there. And then he's wearing some blue. So that's kind of where I was going with picking those colors. So now I have that gesso on the background there. So I use my Crackling Campfire Distress Oxide, and I just scrape it onto the page, a la Missy Whidden, of course. And then I add water with my brush as well as spritz water. I start brushing it, and then I realize it's best just to let it roll around. So I just move the paper around, letting it roll in that section. Now, like I said, I'm going to do those 4 sections of papers and photos. So I'm going to do 4 sections of color. I'm going to do 2 sections with the orange. And again, that's Crackling Campfire. So I do opposite sections with that color. And I'm not going to lie, my original plan doesn't come to fruition. You'll see in here in a minute. I left this footage in there, but that's okay. Sometimes you just got to roll with it. So like I said, I already had clear gesso on the page. I'm sorry, I don't know the name of it off the top of my head. But it's a tub of clear gesso that's available in the store. This is Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide. I'm just doing the same technique with it. I'm not really trying to let the colors mix too much, but if they touch, it's not the end of the world. They're not really blending though. But yeah, they don't get muddy or anything, which of course it's gray. So I don't know that I guess you could call it gray muddy on its own, right? So this is Rustic Wilderness, I think, and it's the newer, really deep green color that he did. Forest green is what I would call it. And that's going to be my last section. So my plan was to use a stencil, and once this was dry, I was going to pick up the Distress Oxide color through the stencil and leave a really faint pattern, and it was going to be really cool because I've seen people play with Distress Oxides like that, and it didn't work. And you'll see me here in a minute messing with it. I'm not sure why it didn't work. I imagine it has to do with that gesso that I put on there. So I'm just putting papers in the photo back on top to see how everything looks, and I'm liking it. And I get that stencil. That's the Aztec stencil from the new Howdy line by Simple Stories. And I think it's going to be so cool to do a fade out design. Yeah, and I keep pulling my baby wipe away, and I'm like, there's no ink on this. So I'm not really sure why. Science isn't my strong suit. So that's okay. I adapt. I just grab my favorite matte texture paste by Ranger, and I just kind of do a distressing of the texture paste. I just put it really sporadically on the background, and in the end I really like the way that it looks, and I'm just as happy with it, I'm sure, as I would have been if the original idea worked out, which it didn't, and it's fine. But just because it didn't work doesn't mean I'm going to scrap my whole layout, or my background. So you gotta roll with it, especially with mixed media. It doesn't always go like you want. So, but I'm super happy with how it turned out. So it dries. I put everything back on there to make sure that they look really good. And in the meantime, while it was drying, I cut these out of my memory box wood grain. New favorite alpha dies. I cut the word hang And so I cut it out of white cardstock, which is a little flimsy, so I cut it out of craft as well. And so I'm just going to stick the two together to make them more sturdy, but also just to give a little bit of shadow under the white. So it says hang, and then with my Heather Alpha dies from iCrafter, I cut out the words let's and out. So my title is going to be on that top card there, and it's going to say let's hang out. So I wanted to just make a pop of blue over there. So I took this wool twine that I had in my stash, and I just tie a little bit of it around the A and the N, just to add some texture and dimension to the page, bring some of that blue over into all of that really stark white title. And I really like the way that looked. My friend Kara plays with twine all the time in her Life Crafted albums, and I just always love it. So I'm like, why not incorporate some of that onto my scrapbook page? So I'm going to rough up the edges of all of these papers. I like that they're double-sided, so a couple of them I am going to put just little really small tears to have just a peak of a different color there, and just, I don't know, I like the rusticness of it. And so that's what I wanted to do, and that goes really great with this Lake Life collection. I kind of am obsessed with this collection. It is adorable. And I would think that it would work really well for a lot of things, like not just necessarily even lake life, like a cabin feel, fall pages. This is us on the boat last weekend though, so it was last summer and I'm using it. So whatever, last weekend, in the middle of summer. So I am popping up all of these cards on some foam, and I'm putting them on pretty straight because the background is really wonky and rustic and harsh, so I want those to be nice and straight. And I did pop them up. I don't know why, just because I thought that would be good. I also will say I did do an accompanying pocket page to go with this. You'll see photos of that, still photos of that at the end of the video. I also have a fun little reel on Instagram with the pocket page being built, and I'll post some stills, of course, in the gallery on the Cherry on Top. I also started posting stills onto my blog. There's no like descriptions or anything. It's just still photos, but if anyone's interested in seeing still photos of my layouts, you can also find them on my blog. So I got the title put down there, and now I decide I want to do some white splatters to accompany the white texture paste. So I just grabbed my heavy white gesso and I'm going to water it down. It's the same as the idea of doing it with acrylic paint. The white will not soak into the background. It will stay white, which I love. If you can't tell, I've obviously still been staying true and loyal to watching Missy Whitting because she loves to add white splatters too. But sometimes you just need them, right? Like I like that this helps bring out the pop of white of the title. And plus, I don't know if I backed all of my photos in the pocket page with white, but there's definitely pops of white on the pocket page as well. So it helps tie in the traditional page with the pocket page. So now I'm going to go through the ephemera pack and just kind of look at the die cuts and see how I want to embellish my papers. I am real big, and I do this with pocket pages as well. I don't want too many words. Too many words are going to distract your eye, and your eye's not going to know where to look. So I have a lot of words there on that title card, as well as there being words on that pattern paper, even though they're more of a pattern than words necessarily. So I try to pick die cuts that aren't words. So I remove that little emblem that I put over there on the left. I do like the banner here, the Lakeside banner. I feel like it kind of adds to the title. It's like saying, let's hang out Lakeside. But otherwise, I kind of just choose images in the end because I don't want too many words. And I do the same with pocket pages because I don't want 3 pockets right next to each other that have a ton of words to look at. And you don't know, like, what am I reading? Which one am I going to look at next, you know? I like to overlap the die cuts just a little bit to just give more cohesion to the page. And I think we're almost done. Oh, yeah. So, I just thought it needed a little bit more, and I love the wood grain in this collection. I super love wood grain. Plus, those letters, the hang letters, are wood grain by Memory Box. I'm not sure if they're back in stock. They've gone out of stock once and I missed them. And then I got them the next round and they're out of stock again. But they are so fabulous. I hope they'll come back in stock if they're not right now. But go get them. They're so great. I love them. When you cut them out of glitter, oh, they're gorgeous. Anyway, so I add this wood grain paper just at a little rip at the top and the bottom of the page, just to kind of bring cohesion again with the wood grain with the letters, as well as just add a little bit of interest and a little bit of that color, make that woodsy little look going on here. But we're about done. I'm going to put down below my link, my affiliate link to the store if you'd like to go pick up this collection yourself, as well as I'm on the blog today. So I'll link that down below too, so you can go there to see still photos of my layout. And I had so much fun playing with this page and making it and playing with these distress oxides. Let me know if you have any questions, please. I love to hear all your comments and I always try to respond. Please subscribe and like, and thanks for watching, y'all. You have a great day. Bye.